Today's Wednesday, day 3. I'm taking off my first trip into the St. Regis canoe area. There's the sign that tells you no gas-powered motors. These are special waters. Be real careful. This is the entrance from Fish Creek Campground. That's where I'm camping, right past those orange buoys. And that's the way up to Cooper's Pond. That's the Floodwood Loop. That's what we're going to be doing today. We call it a nice easy day. It's my birthday. It's a scenic paddle. There's not a lot of current. There should be a lot of water today. We had a heck of a good rainstorm last night and this morning with some crazy lightning. Quack. Along the creek, this is a canoe carry over to a fully clear pond, Rollinsby. I might just do this one later. Stiff wind pushing me around right now. Let's see if I can get out of harm's way here. That'll do it. It's a short portage and it's a nice pond. Actually, I drove over to it before I have a look at it. It's another way to access the St. Regis. More of the same. Good fishing, you know, the more ponds to check, the better you do. I have to set up my pole. Later. I'm on a real pretty stretch of creek right here. Very natural. I feel much safer here. That's where we're going. Okay, I finally spotted a dispersed campsite. I'm sure I passed a bunch of them, but they're just hard to see in the brush. And that's the first one I noticed a sign on. Looks like a nice spot. This lake is probably full of them. I'm at the entrance to Cooper's Lake. Cooper Lake? I think it's Cooper's. That's the Floodwood Loop in front of us. That's where the Fish Pond Creek meets the Floodwood Loop. Hey guys, that was a lot of work. That was a pretty heavy wind coming against me. I just got to a point, I guess, where the trees are knocking down the breeze, so to speak. You can see it's pretty windy across that lake. I'm not seeing any signs of life. The portage is right there. I can see it. And I got some nice calm water to paddle through to get to our first portage of the day. Absolutely nothing. These waters are special. No doubt about that. Once I get up to that level spot up there, should be okay. Ah, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, we're on the canoe carry to Way Ponds. One of 2 portages we have today. The next one is from Way to Rollin. Hope this trail's not too bumpy. It's not the shortest portage I've ever done. If I remember doing it, I had to carry this last year. I didn't have my wheels. Makes life a lot easier. I could bring more equipment with me and let it roll behind me. It can be a bit difficult though when you get roots and such. Oh, the walking has gotten much better. Flat trail. Once I got to the top, took a rest. It's all been pretty much smooth. Had to tighten up my straps a bit. They were very loose. Looks like this tree is losing bits and pieces of itself, huh? A little bit of a downhill. I see trail marker that way. It looks like I'm seeing open space that way. wind sure picking up. Oh Lord, it is windy. Alright, that's where I'm taking off. We're in Way Pond at the canoe carry to Copra's Pond. I'm heading that way into that wind. Yeehaw. This is sending me right up onto the beach. Look at this. Look at this, like I'm surfing. Wow, had to let that happen. That's too funny. Alright, well, take two on the takeoff before I get swamped. I better get out of here. Well, Way Pond was no piece of cake, that's for sure. I'm a little more than halfway. That little peak over there is about the halfway point, and out there on that lake it is windy like crazy. I'm hugging the shore. The trees are giving me some cover from the wind, but I gotta go around a point in a few seconds. Alright, I'll get back to you when I get close to the portage to Rollins Pond. That's our next destination. Okay, it was a long paddle across Way Pond. I'm coming up on the portage to Rollins Pond. This is the portage trail to Rollins Pond from Way Pond. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notifications if you're enjoying the show. I think this will be the perfect place to have lunch. Hey, I'm sitting here having lunch in Rollins Pond Campground on the lake, on the edge of Rollins Pond. Largest of the lakes that I'll be going through today. Now the wind is going this way. Most of this lake goes that way, so I don't know if that helps me or not. Just pounded down a nice sandwich. Right, I got the water out of my bilge. We'll just have to strap down my wheels and then we can get out of here. Let's do it. About halfway through the Floodwood Loop. Not quite halfway, but getting there. Well, I go 3/4 across Rollins Pond. I'm kind of working out. The wind's coming from the side, I'm coming from the rear. I'm not getting hit in the face anymore. It's still pretty choppy out here, as you can see. Crazy looking clouds rolling, and I sure hope this weather holds up. I need like another 2 hours. We're about halfway through Rollins Pond, and I ran across one of my favorite things, some free dispersed camping. Follow the arrows. This looks like a really nice place to be, huh? I wonder if that just came down today. Nah. Don't waste a lot of time underneath that. Beautiful primitive campsite. Nice soft ground, lots of resources. I'd say this is a good place to camp. It's hanging, it's on another tree, so it's probably alright, but at some point in time it's going to want to come down. Hopefully not in a couple of seconds as I'm passing under it. And get it on videotape, crush. So it's all paying off. We paid the price all the way here. Pretty well winded in the whole way. But now we've changed directions, headed more north, and the wind is coming out of the west, so it's not hitting us in the face, it's hitting us from the side. This is probably about the halfway point on the Floodwood Loop. Once we get to the end of Rollins Pond, there's going to be a little stream with lots of dispersed camping around. That leads us into Floodwood Pond. Now, Floodwood Pond, I should have the wind at my back, unless I'm so blessed that the wind will stop and it'll be calm. I'll have to paddle the whole darn way, but that's not such a bad thing either. It'll be great if we do have a nice tailwind to go across Floodwood. It'll be relaxing. God knows, I use a break. I'm going to sit here for a couple minutes, take a breather, have some water, catch my breath. The weather's always interesting here. If you don't like it, wait 10 minutes, it changes. Unless it doesn't. I finally have a tailwind. I can relax. That should bring us to Floodwood Pond, which is on the north end of Floodwood Pond is Floodwood Landing, and there's an outfitter up there that'll set you up with everything you need for any kind of adventure you want to do up here. I'm looking at a dispersed campsite right now. I've been up there. It's a pretty nice spot. There's a hiking trail that goes directly from my campsite to that campsite through the woods, the Floodwood Loop Trail. I did it. It's long. Okay, I'm gonna make some headway here, get into Floodwood Pond. I'm sure there's gonna be some interesting stuff to see. I've got a beautiful tailwind right behind my head. It feels so good. It's just moving me along in the right direction. All right, it's a very small looking stream in front of me. I sure hope I don't have to get out and pull the boat. I mean, there's a lot of water right now, so put it on the map. This is where the stream should be. I'm missing it. Is that it right in the corner on the right? Wow. Yep, that's it, alright. Boy, this is a small stream. I don't remember this. I guess that's what a year will do to you. All I'm doing is steering at this point. I think I'll be out of the wind in just a minute. Goodbye, Rollins Pond. Maybe next year. I'll get a campsite there, maybe. Some nice looking sights there. Alright, so I'm going to try to navigate this creek and hold you at the same time. That works. There's a pretty good current in this stream. Now I remember being here. I had to walk through this. That's why I don't remember sitting down. It does get a little shallow up here. Let's see if you can watch. Making a lot of noise, I know. It's not as bad as it sounds. Yeah, I remember pulling my boat through here. Woo! Boulders everywhere. Looks like a bit of a shallow section up ahead. Going to be one of the better parts of my day today. I had the paddling in the wind. What a cool thing to be doing. I think somebody likes that spot. Slowing down a little bit. I mean, just getting deeper. I think I'm just going to film this whole thing. Is that a egret, maybe? A blue egret? And I just saw him take off. I think I disturbed him. Okay, that's the beginning of Floodwood Pond. Right out of the stream. You start to see some private owned camps on the left. There's still dispersed camping on the right. To the left, you'll get to the Floodwood drop-in. It's right over there. We're heading in that direction with the wind back to the creek that'll lead us back to Fish Pond Campground. This island right in front of me was a lunch stop last year. It's a pretty good spot. I'm telling you, that last section of paddling was some of the finest paddling I've ever done. I had a strong wind behind me, put my hood up, made myself as big as I could in the boat. I was paddling alongside waves. It was very exciting, fun. Well worth all the work of getting up here. Now it's a bit more placid. We made another right turn. There's a little more wind out there, but I'm kind of running up along this coastline to the stream heading back to Fish Creek. It should be really nice like the one on the other side. Bad weather aside, this is turning into a great day. Sites all around me in all of these areas. These are all state land, forever wild. You know, hiking trails that come up if you don't want a boat. Can't imagine why you wouldn't want a boat. I mean, I guess later in the season when it gets cold. There's ice fishing up here. Hunting, of course, it's hunting season's right around the corner, if not already here. I finished my paddle across Floodwood Pond with the wind at my back. I'm going to tell you how groovy that was. Right now I'm looking at the approach to the creek heading back towards Fish Pond Creek Campground. I'm looking at it right now. Paddling to steer, letting the wind take me. Jumping on big gusts like that. Just steer a little bit. A sweet way to travel, huh? It should be a nice ride down this creek. I look forward to it. It should be as fun as the other side out of the pond. That was actually quite cool. This is going to be so nice. There's so much water. In the past, I had a lot of obstacles to get around to get in here. This is going to be nice. Notice, mechanically propelled vessels prohibited except those equipped with electric motors 5 horsepower or less. Huh. Getting back into the special waters. New obstacles to go around. A pretty good current. Oh yes, there's a bridge here, a hiking trail. The water is so clear. Hiking trails right up there. Current's not as fast as the other side, but I'm not in a hurry now anyway. This is going to put us close to Copra's Pond, where we started our trip around the Floodwood Loop. Really fun day. We're not ready to wrap up yet. It's kind of nice just to get on a lazy river once in a while. It's one of the reasons I like this campground is you really don't need an outfitter or someone to bring you to a trailhead. to the end of that stream, and I'm picking up on the wind now. I'm not sure if it's going to be a hindrance to me or not. I'm not sure what direction it's coming from. We're dispersed camping along this strip here and hiking trails. I've been up here. It's nice, really nice hiking, nice camping. Very relaxing trip around the second half of Floodwood Loop. The first half, we had to work for it a bit. I don't think it could have been any better any other way. I've done it when it was hot and flat and low water. It's hard, it's hot. That was a nice little spin. Sure is. This is the end of the Floodwood Loop. On the right, I'm seeing the sign that says Copra's Pond. And that's where we started our day.